What's going on, y'all? So listen.
What's going on, y'all? Listen, okay, this ain't gonna be along what it is. I don't even know if it'll be 30 minutes because it's really nothing going on. And I was debating with myself whether or not I wanted to do this, but it's like some news you just really don't want to take over into the new year. It's like, girl, whatever. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great new year. I really do. I just want to get that off the way, okay? Um, as far as the channel, like I was thinking, like, what if, and I want you guys to be completely honest and completely real if y'all would be cool with this. It's just a thought that I have, okay? What if I pose like certain questions or whatever about certain topics within the what it is, and I do it early. I don't know. Or I could put it in the next video. And, if you want to give like a 30-second to a minute probably video response and send it to me like on my Hotmail, my email address, whatever, and then I put you in the video at the beginning when we're talking about it or some way, somehow like that. I think that'd be really nice. I feel like that's more of a, to make you guys feel like you're really, really a part of the video. You're really, really interacting. And I really do appreciate y'all, thoughts and things of what you have to say and want to put y'all face out there. That's if you're cool with it. I'm gonna put that out there. Y'all hear it here. Y'all hear it now. I might, if I remember, I put it on my community post. It's just a suggestion. You know what I'm saying? We don't necessarily have to do it. It's a suggestion. Try to spice up the do something different on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to what it is. Get a little bit more interaction with you guys' thoughts or whatever. I think that'd be cute. I feel like we used to do that back in the day. Like, if you was here back in the day, like when YouTube really, really started, and the bloggers really, really got going when they talking about different subjects. It was a time where people would make video responses to other people's videos and things of that stuff like that. So I feel like we should do something like that. Y'all let me know. And I'm opening the floor for any other suggestions that you probably got that you would probably like to see incorporated or think about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was one that I really was thinking about the other day. Like, that'd be really cute. That'd be really cute. Get y'all face out there and everything. Anyway, let's just get into it. I'm actually, y'all, I went to go see The Color Purple last night. Good movie. I say go see it, go see it, go support it. For real, and it's not a bad movie. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I'm just not going back to see it again, only because I really don't feel like going back to the theater. Post pandemic, Ashley was in the theater almost every week. Okay, almost every week because my job used to be right down there by it too. But at the same time, girl, pre-pandemic, I should say. After the pandemic, it ain't even nothing about the fact that, you scared to go to the movie theaters or nothing like that. It's just, girl, I just got used to everything being put on stream. Like, I can look at it at the comfortability of my home, baby. They spoiled us rotten, okay? And I just be up in there like, damn, I can't wait till child, I want to be in the comfortability of my home. I want to be spread out. I want to do all of that. Yeah, you could do some of that at the theaters, but I don't want to do that around other people. But, it was cute. I will always go and support our people's films in theaters. I will get up and do that and make sure they get at least my money for at least one of the showings all the time, okay? And definitely put y'all on when it's come out and everything, whatever, what's those coming up. Because, we got to support our own. If we don't support us, who's going to support? Nobody, okay? And that's not meaning that we can't give honest criticism and all that stuff, whatever. We don't have to be malicious and anything. When I was talking about Sierra, I knew it was going to be one person. It literally was one person. And you want to know who it was? Now, if you go back and you go look at my Color Purple review, At the very end, I talked about Sierra popping up in the movie. And it's no spoiler, okay? Because we already knew Sierra was popping up in the movie. Now, here's the thing. I just knew it was going to be one person. And it really was just one person who literally had an issue with it. And it was what? A Sierra stan page. Now, I just don't understand how you... Girl, I just... oh my God. I do not... I'm going to be real with you. Some of these fan pages are cool, right? But I just don't get the fascination of running a fan page, whether it's a Twitter account, a YouTube page, and you're not getting paid for it. And to devote all of your time just to run this and just talk about this, talk about that, and then to go search this person's name or whatever, and then to come for this, come for that. Girl, I ain't got time for that, okay? It's just a little bit too much, and it's a little bit too weird to be just, highly focused on one person all the damn time, okay? It's just a bit much, But when it comes to that, I'm glad everybody else got where I was coming from. And even some people on my Instagram post, they was, girl, you always get, we gotta tear black people down. Girl, ain't nobody telling nobody down, okay? And if you know me, it's all jokes, but at the same time, it's mixed in with a little bit of truth. If you did not understand what I was saying was, Sierra did not give a bad performance. That's not what I was talking about. I was confused as to why they had her singing when her voice did not fit in with the powerfulness, because she has a voice, but it's not of a powerful nature compared to the other voices that was on the show, in the movie. You get what I'm saying? She has a unique tone, and her tone just gives me, every time I hear her, it gives me like she's about to start singing an actual song that'd be on the radio, and not Broadway, not powerfulness, not soul stirring like that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was wrong with her performance. Nothing. But like somebody said, which I did not catch up on. Somebody said, how do you go from singing like Halle to then Halle, big Nettie growing up and having a voice like Sierra? I was like, you know what? Sometimes stuff happens, you never know, but that could be something that people probably was turned off by. But at the same time, Halle wasn't giving that strong of a performance. Like, she was giving vocalness, and I feel like Halle in the movie, she was toning down her voice. I really feel like that. Y'all remember when Beyonce did Dreamgirls and she was playing Dina, and she had to tone down the powerfulness of her voice for Dina, because Dina was supposed to have very much a commercial voice and all of that stuff or whatever. Yeah. And Effie was supposed to have the strong voice. Yeah, and the commercial type of voice kind of was the one that sold the thing. Yeah, that's what it felt like with Halle, okay? So I didn't have a problem with that transitioning. I just wish that, again, as I said in the review, it was almost as if, like, when I saw Fantasia, I didn't see Fantasia, I saw Celie. When I saw Suge, even though I was on the fence, but when I actually watched it, I didn't see Taraji, I saw Suge, you know what I'm saying? But when Sierra popped up, I didn't see Nettie, I saw Sierra in African garbs. That's what I saw, okay? But it wasn't bad. Don't get it twisted. She did a good job. She wasn't even in the movie for a good 5 minutes. She did a good job, okay? For what she did. I was just thrown off by the singing or whatever, because if you know how Sierra sings and the tenor in her voice and that little twang that she got, it came out real strong, okay? And I just felt like it didn't fit with that. I didn't say that she sounded bad. I said it just didn't fit. That's what I was coming from. And if you didn't understand, that's what I'm clearing up, okay? Any fucking way. But I wish they would have got Fresh Face. I really would have wished they would have got somebody else. If they had to pick somebody, they should have got like a new face. Because somebody asked me that. I honestly, yeah, Fresh Face. But everybody did a good job. The movie was good. The movie was, it was better than I thought it would be. It wasn't mind-blowing, but it was one of those ones that, again, like I said, I would, as soon as it come out on streaming, I'm definitely, if it comes out on DVD, which I hope it does, I'm definitely buying the DVD. I will be watching it multiple times, okay, especially when it comes out on streaming. That's just how I do. And yeah, the soundtrack, make sure y'all go listen to the soundtrack and everything. And everybody did a good part. Everybody did a good job. I don't have a problem with any of the performances in there. But anyway, cleared that up, moved that away. Girl, y'all just be finding stuff to be tripping off of. And y'all know Ashley just be playing games a lot. But anyway. with the color purple. Go ahead and walk that dog. Girl, I forgot what I was about to say. Um, Anyway, let's just get up into the video for a second because it's only really a couple of topics. In case y'all wanted to know, Mariah Carey and her man broke up, okay? They was together, her and Brian Tanaka. Now, see, let me tell you something. Brian Tanaka been around for a while, okay? And when I say a while, I mean a while, all right? And I'm just like, he was dancing and choreographing for a whole bunch of people back in the day. A lot of the girls, some of our face or whatever. And then all of a sudden it came out, he was working with Mariah Carey, and next thing you know, they together. Y'all remember when Mariah Carey used to date that white man? I think he was like a billionaire or a damn near or whatever, and they was engaged for a second or whatever, and then she got money for wasting her time. Mariah Carey know how to get a penny and a dollar out of something. I ain't even mad at it, okay? Pay me for my time wasted. But anyway, yeah, she was with old boy, and they was together for 7 years. And honestly, I had forgot that they was together. I was, I don't be checking. If it wasn't for the fact that I have to do these videos and I do the what it is or whatever, most of the time, I don't be checking for a lot of stuff until it's time to find some topics for me to discuss. So when I found out that they were still together, I honestly did not know that they were still together. That's because we haven't heard anything. And just because we don't hear nothing doesn't mean that, they're not together or whatever. It's just that sometimes, we live in this day and age where everybody want to put their situationship or their business on the forefront and be all over Twitter and social media and everything, and they just kept it private. And I respect couples and people that keep their stuff private. I really do. But if people kept their stuff private 100% of the time, we wouldn't be here talking about this stuff. But yeah, they are no longer together. I did not realize that they was together for 7 years. I do know when I was on Twitter when her tour started, which I'm so mad that I missed. I wanted to go see the tour because I heard good things about it. The holiday tour, Christmas tour. There was I think the opening performance in the first couple of concerts or whatever, people were saying that she sounded great, she did great, but you could just see that kind of her spirit was low or whatever. It wasn't something was going on. And then somebody said, yeah, it's probably because she possibly could have broken up with her man. And now it comes out and he confirmed that, yes, they did have a breakup or whatever. I feel bad, I feel bad for any couple that's non-problematic and, they be to themselves or whatever and they break up and all that stuff. That's really sad. But at the same time, if the reasoning that they gave that has been circulating around is the real reason, I can understand. They said what was going around is that he wanted kids and she didn't want any more kids. She's also 14 years older than him, right? And my whole thing is this, and this is the tricky part about being with somebody who is older than you. Because especially if you're a man and you're with an older woman and then you probably want kids and then she don't want kids, or it's a possibility that she can't produce kids because of the age thing or other situations that's going on or whatever. You have to take those things into consideration, okay? And at this day and age, especially if you got the coins, anything is possible. But I can understand being Mariah Carey has preteens, okay? I'm pretty sure they're preteens at this point, or almost preteens, right? And she's like, 2 is enough. 2 is enough. I got to deal with all of that mess with my baby daddy over there, my ex-husband over there. And the girl, I don't want the messiness, okay? And it's just not something that she was wanting. And I feel like this is something that they probably, listen, let me just say this. Y'all get into these relationships, and if y'all want kids, the first thing, I don't care. You get into a relationship with somebody, and before you enter into that relationship, I feel like certain things that you have to talk about in the process of getting to know each other. That's religion. That's, for some people, political views. For me, yes, a little bit, but At the same time, I'm not the one that's gonna be like, so what are you? You're a Republican, you're a Democrat. Baby, no, I ain't finna bring that up like that. But sometimes you gotta weave it out a little bit, okay? Because sometimes that's a factor for some people and sometimes it's not. And also whether or not you want to get married and whether or not you want to have kids. Those are things that you have to figure it out. You have to figure out. I would take the politics out for it now because sometimes politics don't matter to some people. Do me. But let's put the main three: religion, kids, and marriage, or religion, marriage, and kids. Those are the main three I feel like you should talk about before you decide to fully enter into a full-blown relationship with somebody. And if a person is telling you that they don't want to get married or if they don't want to have kids or whatever like that, do not try to stay into that relationship. I'm just suggesting because I've been there myself. Do not try to stay in a relationship with somebody who says that they don't want this and they don't want that, thinking that you can convince them, or that as time go past and they see how great of a person you are or whatever, their mind would change and they will come over to the fray and want to do and be have the same things that you want, because sometimes that don't happen. In my case, I was in a relationship a while back with somebody who wanted marriage, who wanted kids, and at the time, I didn't want none of them, and I go back and forth with that about whether or not I want kids or if I want marriage or whatever. Marriage, no, definitely I don't. Okay, kids, I don't know. Sometimes I do. I can think about it, but then it's like, do I really want it? And I don't know. I don't think so. And it's like, if you come into the relationship with kids, that's fine. But me personally having kids, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody where they compromise what they want just for the sake of staying in a relationship. Because to me, that's unfair to you. If this is, and we only got one life, okay? And so if you really want to have kids, if you really want to get married, please let me go and go do that with somebody else, okay? I don't want to be the reason why you couldn't fulfill your lifelong dream, okay? But yeah, that's sad. Mariah Carey will be all right. Mariah Carey will be all right. Moving on from that. Girl, I don't know what's going on, but another one bites the dust. Let me tell you something. Somebody said in my comments last week when we brought up the whole situation about Vin Diesel, getting hit with a sexual assault case. It was like, what is it with, and I think Diddy and all this stuff, probably somebody else. But it was like, what's going on? Like, they trying to take the black man down. And I knew it was going to be somebody that say something similar to that. And again, it's not about trying to take people down. It's trying to hold people accountable. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are. At the end of the day, if you didn't do or put yourself in certain situations where you can be accused of something like this, you have to hold yourself responsible and you have to stand up to the consequences of your actions. Case in point, Jermaine Jackson is the next person. I said Jermaine goddamn Jackson? What? It's not funny. Jermaine Jackson is the next person that has come out, or that they have come out and said that he's been accused of sexual assault in 1988 and battery in a new lawsuit. Now, here is the thing. People, of course, are in the comments. Of course, it's like, if you go to the blogs or whatever, if they have it posted, they're like, oh my God, here we go again. And it's 1988. He probably don't even remember and all that stuff. And why you bringing it up then? Again, as we always say, there is no limit to when a victim's supposed to say, an alleged victim's supposed to tell their story. But here is the thing. If you go back and you read, I've seen things about the men in the Jackson clan. And again, and I'm not saying that this to, tarnish anybody's stuff, but this is just to show that even though we like people, because y'all know I'm a big Jackson family fan, okay? I know so much. I know the pros, I know the cons, I know the positive, and I know the negative. And I know that there are people, it was some foul stuff that was going on, especially on Jermaine, allegedly Jermaine's part. I read his ex-wife, was it Randy's ex-wife? What's that girl, Maldonado? Her book, I read her book. Mind you, this is the one I don't think not her. But either way, it was a lot of mess that was going on. You know, cheating. You know, they said it was stalking. They said abuse was going on. And I mean like physical abuse, not sexual, but physical abuse with some of the brothers or whatever, a couple of the brothers. And putting out a sexual assault in 1988 where people got away with a whole bunch of stuff. I am not surprised. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, he can't be capable of doing this. No, because it's 1988 and back then and probably prior, a whole bunch of stuff was going on. And drugs was in the mix or whatever, all of that stuff. And I'm not saying that they did drugs, but I'm just saying that was the heavy, heavy rock star lifestyle and everything that was going on. And they was like, Berry Gordy helped allegedly help cover it up and all this stuff. And if you don't understand why Berry Gordy was in it, because when the Jackson 5 were first signed to Motown, Berry Gordy was the head of it. When they left Motown, Jermaine Jackson decided to stay. Okay, he was the only one that wanted to stay. And that was because he was married or about to get married to Berry Gordy's daughter, Hazel. You know what I'm saying? And then they wind up getting divorced after he was cheating on her and all that stuff or whatever. You know, they had a couple of kids. And, yeah. So, you know, he was signed to the thing and they looked... I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. Anybody that comes out, any person that comes out with an allegation of SA against an artist or an actor or whoever from back in the gap, I would be more shocked than surprised if it's like 2000, you know what I'm saying? 2010s and stuff like that. But 1980, 1970, even the 1990s, I'm not surprised, okay? And I'm not going to put it past anybody. But, you know, you know what? He needs to be charged for still using he used the whole eco-style gel on his hair. I just don't understand. I want to know how, and a whole tub of Beijing, because his hair's still the same color. And girl, y'all gotta go back and y'all gotta look at the rivalry between Jermaine Jackson and Michael Jackson. He was jealous of his brother. He was really jealous of his brother. Like, they used to sabotage each other. He put a diss song out against him. I said, oh my God, this is trifling. You know, but hey, things happen. That's because Jermaine Jackson thought he should have been big as Michael. You know, he thought he was going to have a big solo career like Michael. And it just never tipped off. He had a couple of songs. And he just didn't have that ooh factor for me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. Moving on from that. Yeah, y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. Also, since we still on this whole situation, Tasha K. For once, I want to get on here and not have to talk about Tasha K in a negative way. Because she is like the only YouTuber that actually get press in a negative way. And y'all know I do not like talking about fellow YouTubers. I really don't. But because she's always in the news and it's for something negative, we are forced to talk about it because it was a big topic. You know what I'm saying? And I just... it frustrates me because you can't tell somebody how to run their brand, how to run their channel, how to run whatever it is. If they want to run it this way, let them run it this way, let them run it that way. You don't have to subscribe to it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to talk about it. And that's just what I do, okay? I'm not a fan of Tasha K's. I'm not a fan of her style of reporting things or whatever. And it's like, you know, she do the same thing that kind of Wendy Williams did, but a little bit worse, I feel like. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. People appreciate Wendy Williams now because she's not on the air. But I never really got into Wendy Williams' show because I really didn't like the way that she did certain things. So that's me. So I've been through and through. You know what I'm saying? I can't admit Wendy had some funny moments. But at the same time, it was just a bit much for me, okay? I don't like people being 100% fully negative all the time about people just because, you know, for clicks, for views, for ratings, just because it sounds good or whatever, it's going to make you this or that. But, you know, Wendy had her moments where I could sit and stomach her, but for the most part, I really couldn't, okay? But at the same time, this woman, Tasha K, I just don't understand what it's gonna take. And we're not saying, and let's get this straight, because again, she's being sued by another celebrity, a big celebrity, Kevin Hart. And I'm looking at the comments on blog posts, and people are like, why y'all so mad at Tasha K? And she doing the same thing that Wendy did when she was back in her radio days, and she doing this and she doing that, and people just jealous and all this stuff. Baby, ain't nobody mad at Tasha K for doing the things that she doing. And, people go do whatever they don't do. Tasha K ain't no different from Jason Lee, ain't no different from any of these other type of bloggers that do type of stuff like that, right? The difference is you see who's getting sued the most. She's getting sued because she's doing stupid stuff that she don't have to do, and it could all be prevented. It's so many people out here on the internet that have been putting out ridiculous stories about people, but yeah, we don't hear about these artists and celebrities or whatever coming and saying, I'm finna sue you for this and sue you for that. In this case, no, in both main cases that we've seen Tasha K getting sued in, this one and the Cardi B, 100% justified. Okay? Cardi B asked her to take some stuff down. She admitted that the stuff that she was saying was lies or whatever. You deliberately and purposely, still got my sinuses, putting up lies and stuff about a person. Okay. All she had to do was take the stuff down, and she wouldn't be having to pay $4 million to this woman, which Cardi B is now really trying to get her to pay and look into all of her stuff so that she can start collecting on her money. Okay, that was the recent news that came out today. But at the same time, you got this situation with Kevin Hart, and this is another thing that people were saying. People was like, I mean, she put out an interview about Kevin Hart. Oh, well, Kevin Hart ain't no good person and all this stuff, so why y'all mad at her? Okay, Kevin Hart this, Kevin Hart that. That's not the point. She's not getting sued because she's talking about Kevin Hart. She's getting sued for extortion, okay? Here is the thing. That is a crime. It is illegal to extort somebody for money, okay? Yes, when some people give interviews or whatever, some people do get paid for an interview. That's how some networks do it probably. Some other people do it or whatever. But you're paying a person for their story or their information that they're willing to provide. You're giving them a few $1,000s or whatever. And they're sitting down with you and they're telling you this, telling you that. That is not a problem. But what the issue is when you extort somebody for a certain amount of money, any type of amount of money, in order not to put something out. That is extortion. That is a crime. And that is what she's being sued for, okay? Now, what happened is, it's a former assistant of Kevin Hart who did an interview with Tasha K. And she claimed that she's still friends with his wife, Nico. I don't understand how that's possible. Because I didn't even see the whole clip, but I did see a part of it where the girl literally said, now, Nico, you know I love you, girl. You know I love you, girl. Don't get mad at me. I love you, girl. I said, girl, whatever relationship you thought that you had with that lady, it is over and done with. I don't understand how you thought that you could do something like this, spill the beans on her husband, and think that you was gonna still be cool with the girl unless she in on it too, which I highly doubt. But then again, you just never know. Here's my thing. She was under an NDA. Now, I don't know if she violated the NDA, but she was under an NDA, okay? Now, as we saw with the Christian Keys situation, he said that he could speak out about stuff if he was told to sign NDAs, but if it's a criminal aspect of something criminal and illegal and stuff that was going on, the NDA does not hold you back from speaking out about it, okay, when it comes to criminal activities. So, unless he was doing some criminal stuff, I don't think she really breached the NDA. But if it's nothing and you just telling personal business and that NDA is still in place, yes, you could get sued for that too, Miss Gurley. So I hope you have all your stuff and your ducks in a row and it's okay on that part. But spilling the tea about your former boss, people do it all the time. Again, the issue is not that. And I don't even care what was said up in the interview. And we already know, like, this is not one of those situations where we're trying to be like, oh, don't put Kevin Hart stuff out there. Why you attacking that man? That man is a good man and all that stuff. We already know. And if you don't, a lot of the people that comes out and they be on the forefront, and they just seem like the most happy-go-lucky person, and they just, everybody love them and all that stuff. It's always something dark. For the most part, I'll say about 85% of them, it's always something dark that's going on behind the scenes, right? Meaning like something negative, something salacious or whatever that we don't know, because everybody puts on the image, okay? And we found that out when he got into that car accident. We found that out when he cheated on his wife. We found that out when allegedly his friend was the one that was filming and extorting him for money, and now he's in jail and all that stuff or whatever. We saw all of that, okay? And so, this girl is coming out saying what she has to say. Nobody's debating that or whatever. It could be true, could not. I don't even care. I don't care much about Kevin Hart like that. I'm not one of those ones that's blindly following him and be like, oh my God, you don't need to be doing that. I mean, if you feel like you need to do it, you feel like you need to do it. That wouldn't even been the issue, okay? The issue is Kevin Hart's team sent, allegedly, according to the blast, they sent cease and desist to Tasha K when they found out that she was doing this interview. And I don't even know how they found out or if they reached out to her. They said, Kevin Hart's legal team says on November 22nd, 2023, they sent a letter to Tasha K regarding her recent and ongoing violation of civil and criminal law. They filed immediately a cease and desist of all activity and said that you have already conducted or engaged in criminal conduct and torturous act. And then she just kept on doing it. And then they had came out to her or allegedly tried to extort him for $250,000 in order to not put this interview out. And then was basically egging him on and, playing games and try to, threaten him by putting out clips of the interview, right? And so you got this happening, and we seen the clip, because the first time I seen the clip and knew anything about the interview was it was on the blogs. And then next thing you know, this comes out, and then right after this is a person again. Remember when I say that saying, people don't believe fat meat is greasy. And Tasha K is one of those people, because as soon as that information comes out about allegedly Kevin Hart, people suing her or whatever for extortion and all this stuff, baby, do you know that she went on ahead and put up another clip? I saw it on, I think, the Neighborhood Talk or the Shade Room. She put up a whole nother clip of the interview. And she was literally on the post that said that she was getting sued. She was in the comments saying the full video will be on her website. I said, what? It's going to be behind a paywall. And I'm just sitting here like, wow, I have never seen somebody operate like this. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's like, ma'am, do you like your money? I don't get it. Like, for somebody that already has to pay $4 million back for the things that she's done, allegedly, and you are still like, I would get on my platform and not necessarily change how I do stuff. I would probably calm it down a little bit, but I would still get the interviews that I needed to get. But I'm not finna bake this whole situation with Kevin Hart and this lawsuit or whatever. It did not have to happen. Because why are you out here extorting somebody to not put out a video? That's where you messed up at. Even if he sent a cease and desist and you said, bump that, I could fight this or whatever, okay, do you. But if this is true, that she went out, had her team go out, and whoever he spoke to said $250,000 in order to not release the interview, that's where you messed up at. And they said they took it to the police. I said, oh, child. I don't get it. I do not understand. I don't understand the workings. Because it's like some people would put their life on the line just to get fame. Some people would, sacrifice any and everything that they have just to get notoriety and to get to a certain place. And I'm just like, so once you get to that certain place and nobody wants to fuck with you, like, I don't get it. Because even y'all have to remember, when Wendy Williams transitioned from Radio Wendy, she had burned so many bridges back in the day when she was on the radio that when the Wendy Williams show first aired, they could barely get real guests on there because she had this reputation. You know, she burned so many bridges. She talked so much shit about the celebrities and stuff like that. And people didn't really want to be on her show. I mean, it eventually it got better, you know, because she was trying to change her ways a little bit. She wasn't as harsh or whatever. But, you know, she started getting more people on. But in them initial stages, oh, Wendy Williams show almost didn't make it, girl. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, wow. I just don't understand it. I don't. And if you understand the mind process of it, the workings, I mean, more power to it. Anyway, y'all tell me how y'all, I'm so confused. Because I'm like, if I have to pay $4 million and I don't have it, I'm not going to do anything else to put my foot deeper in my ass, okay? And I can't get it out. I'm just not going to do that. Oh my God, that would be stressing me out so bad. So bad. But anyway, y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. Kanye West apologized to the Jewish community. Listen, if they accept it, I ain't got nothing else to say. He put out an G-chat, I don't know, apology in Hebrew, and then he translated it in English. And I was just like, okay, girl. Okay, sir, I should say. Okay. You're cool now. But y'all know how Kanye has a history of saying one thing for a minute and being okay. And next thing you know, he gonna go back. Okay? Y'all saw how he spiraled out of control for a second. When he tried to get Nicki to approve her verse on New Body, and she said, the time has passed, okay? You know, when I wanted it to come out, you didn't want it to come out. And now that you want it to come out, baby, no. And he just spiraled for a second. I was just like, oh, anyway. But we'll see how this goes. I just wanted to mention that. Spirit Airlines, I would be so scared because of situations like this. See, this is why I know I'm not ready to have a kid. Because, oh my God, I'm telling you, and I know people be like, oh, you just feel that way because that's your first child or whatever. No, I'm paranoid. I do not, this world is just crazy, and it makes me, you know, a little crazy too. But at the same time, I would have to keep my eyes all the time on my child, okay? On my child. And I can never be one of those parents, and God bless the parents that could do this, but I just know my brains and my nerves are just not meant for it. To let their young child be on the plane by themselves, unoccupied with only the staff that's supposed to be watching them, people that you don't know, you ain't never seen before, you don't, yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And then you have a situation like this. A 6-year-old was on Spirit Airlines, and they was flying from Pennsylvania to Fort Myers, Florida. And instead of going to Fort Myers, they got the baby on a plane that went to Orlando. The grandmama standing there trying to figure out where the baby at. The baby is in a whole nother city in Florida. I'm sitting here like, damn. And my whole thing is, how did they do this? They apologized and all this stuff. I just want to know, how was this possible? Who didn't read the freaking ticket? And they supposed to accompany the minor onto the seat, into the plane or whatever. Man, what in the Home Alone 2 is going on? And they didn't even offer no real explanation as to how this happened and all this stuff. No, I was so, I don't care if it was an honest accident, because how does that happen? Y'all don't read tickets? Y'all don't read tickets? Because, baby, let one of us try to do some stuff like that. I just seen people that had the wrong ticket. I remember when, what was it? I went to Philly. Was it Philly? Went to Philly. It was raining so hard when we had to leave, right? It was time for me to leave, and I had an early flight. And I was so freaking mad that my flight was early, and we didn't even leave early, okay? Because once I got to the airport, it started raining so bad. So therefore, the flight was delayed or whatever. It was thunderstorming, it was lightning and everything, and so that's why it was delayed. The storm came through, and so we had to sit there for a couple of hours, and then we get on the plane. No, we sat there for a couple of hours. We get on the plane. They still delayed us. They deplaned us. And then once we tried to get back on the plane again, why my ticket wasn't working. I was like, what the fuck is happening? You just took me off this plane. I had to go get all of that situated because it was a few of us whose tickets would not work. I said, what the hell? And so I'm just thinking, like, how did they wouldn't even let me back on the plane that I was just on. So how did they let this little boy on the plane, or this child, I don't know if it was a boy or a girl, a 6-year-old, back on the plane to another city, to another destination? Like, oh, I just kept on thinking about Home Alone 2. And we saw how that happened. That was because it was back in a different time period. Well, it was different earlier years, and then the tickets got mixed up. But what? I'm just so confused. I'm sorry. Because what if something would have happened to the baby? What if something would have happened? Girl, anyway, y'all, they've been talking about that Gypsy Rose girl. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the girl, y'all remember the act on Hulu? Is that where this come from? Is that where she come from? Meaning, was that her story? Because I've seen a couple of stories. I haven't watched the act yet, but I know just about the gist of what it's about. And I've seen situations in this case, and I've seen cases like this before, where you have mostly mothers, and 9 out of 10 be the mothers who are basically, is it Munchausen disease Munchausen's disease or whatever, where they have, trying to make it, I'm gonna have to look that up, but y'all get what I'm saying. Making their child ill, quote unquote, when they're really not, and having them be subjected to all these medication, all these tests or whatever, and making it seem as they're sick. They're making their child sick. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. And I think that she was getting abused as well by her stepfather and all of this stuff, whatever. And the girl just couldn't take no more, and she wound up taking her mama out this world. And then she got sent to jail for that. I honestly feel as though that she should not have gotten sent to jail for that. I really feel like, girl, you went through enough. If this is the case, mama went through enough. And that's why everybody cheering her on. Girl, she out of jail now. She just got out. She was released after 7 years. I really feel like if that was the case and she did that, that should have been self-fucking-defense, retaliation for all of the stuff that her mama was doing to her and the stepdaddy, and she should never went to jail. She should never went to jail. And I don't care. She shouldn't have went to jail. Okay, you cannot convince me. I seen on TikTok where they was doing down there in Atlanta. They are throwing a freaking party situation, and they had a flyer talking about welcome home Gypsy Rose, and they had Shamarko on there, and y'all know who Shamar is. Shamar is the guy with scoliosis and the twisted spine. Y'all know who he is. And they had an old picture of Natalie Lunn from when she was back on Bad Girls Club on flyers. They said a twerk off competition. The winner would win $100 gift card to Applebee's. It is crazy. I said, you know what? Niggas would take any opportunity to throw a party or whatever. Don't know nothing about Gypsy Rose, but y'all are using her name and everything. But, I'm glad mama is out. Hopefully she, gets on the right foot. Tamar and JR are re-engaged. They got engaged on Christmas. That relationship is just as shaky as that hand was when she was showing it on the picture and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, we ain't got nothing else to say. Okay? We gonna let them people do them. Mama will learn, as she always do, that baby, when your foundation ain't solid, the relationship ain't solid. When your foundation is cracked and shaky, that bitch is gonna break, okay? And we can't say nothing else about it. And because we didn't exhaust it. She's going to do what she want to do. And just, you got to let people learn. You just got to let people go through it. It is what it is. But congratulations. Moving on from that. The last thing. I gave y'all almost an hour. I had to stretch it out for y'all because I really be feeling like oh my God, I'm cheating y'all when I don't give y'all. Because remember back in the day, what it is used to be like 45 minutes long or less. And then it started being an hour. Then it started being an hour and a little over an hour. Now it's like an hour and a half, whatever. But, I just be feeling like I be cheating y'all when it's like less than an hour or less than 30 minutes or whatever. I just, because y'all like the long videos. Okay. Okay. But, anyway, the latest controversy, which I feel like is really dumb and really stupid. Oh, God. Trina was giving this interview, and somebody asked her, the interviewer asked her, who do you think is, I don't know, it was something along the lines of like, which one of these rap girls, or who do you think is queen of rap, or something like that, or who you think paved the way for some of these other rappers these days? You know what I'm saying? Like the women rappers, okay? Trina said, Beyonce when she raps. I said, that when I heard it, I took it as a joke, okay? I took it as a joke. And if you listen to the whole clip, you could tell that, it was one of those situations where she didn't want to name a person. She didn't want to name an actual person, which I feel as though she could have named probably like somebody like a Missy Elliott or a Queen Latifah or MC Light or one of the older artists, okay? And I don't know if she did this just to avoid any controversy because, of course, if she would have said this person, this stand group would have had a problem with. If she would have said the other person, this stand group would have had a problem with. If she would have said that person, this stand group would have had a problem with it. And I really feel like this is dumb and this is ridiculous. I get where she was coming from. And we know that Beyonce is not the queen of rap. We know that, okay? We do know that Trina is a stan, okay? I think this was just a more comical, neutral type of answer so that it wouldn't cause no controversy, but in turns it kind of backfired and it caused a lot of controversy because there's a particular stan group, aka the Barbs, and I'm just gonna put it out there, that feel as though anytime you ask a question, I don't know if it's because they feel like Trina and Nicki got issues with each other or whatever. I don't know the history, okay? I don't know what it is, but I just want this to be put out there. To any, I can't, I know I call myself a stan of Beyonce because of the Renaissance era, but I'm not delusional. I'm not going to sit here and say that she is the queen of everything or she is the best at everything and that just goes. No, because if I did feel that way, I can't get mad at somebody else who don't feel that way. You understand? Because we live in this world and we were giving different brains. We were giving our own thoughts. We were giving our own opinions. And therefore we can form our own thoughts and we can have our own opinions. And it should be 100% okay to understand that everybody is not going to feel the same way and think the same way, and that it is okay. That's why we have different opinions, okay? And so I just want these stans to understand that just because you go off so hard for a person does not mean that everybody else is or should, okay? Just because you love Nicki Minaj so much and you feel like she the queen of this and she the queen of that and she the best at this does not mean the next person does. And it does not make them a hater. It does not make them miserable. It does not make them anything. It just means that, okay, you feel that way, but I don't. I feel somebody else is. And that is completely fine. Same thing like with the Barbs. Not the Barbs, but the Barty gang. Just because you love Cardi so much don't mean that the next person will. Just because you think she the best rapper or whatever you probably feel, don't mean that the next person will, and it is A-okay. You don't have to attack. I don't know the history between Nicki and Trina for the reason why the Barbs instantly just said, oh, she'll do anything just so she can avoid saying Nicki name and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so if she was to have answered the question or anybody else get asked that question, you're going to automatically get mad because they're going to, if they say not Nicki, if they don't mention Nicki name, Nicki is your queen. To other people, somebody else is their queen or their and that's what bothers me. And I be creeping so quiet because I do like Nicki Minaj, but I just feel like people be so delusional and it be her fan base sometimes. Because at the end of the day, if a new girl comes out and they're, rapping or whatever, and somebody asks them, who's your inspiration? And if they say somebody other than Nicki Minaj, oh, you just a hater and you just it is. How do you know that she's hating? Why do you automatically think that this woman is hating just because she don't look up to Nicki Minaj as an inspiration like that? It is 100% possible that people don't look up to the person that you love so much as the inspiration and they look up to somebody else. And it is okay. It is okay, y'all. Okay, like, everybody is not a fan of Nicki Minaj to that extent. They don't say that they hate the girl. They don't say that they dislike the girl, but they look to other people as inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I'm not finna sit here and go off for Nicki like that and say, oh, this is say that, or I'm not finna trash her, because I come from the era where I love Lil' Kim, I love Missy Elliott, I love those type of rappers back in the day. You know what I'm saying? All those women rappers, I love them all. I love them all, okay? I like Nicki. Nicki ain't the end-all, be-all, but I like Nicki. I like Cardi. I like Meg. I like some of the girls that's out now. I don't understand why do we have to have so much contention, so much drama, and how come people can't like who they like and say what they say without it being an issue? But Trina, I just knew as soon as she said that shit, I said, girl, be fucking for real. And the reason why I'm saying this is because mostly people have realized that it was not to be taken serious, but then you got certain people that were taking it so serious, like they was getting their feelings. We joking on the internet. I seen some of the tweets. They was like, they reversed that Beyonce rap, and people put the verses down or whatever, but people was kicking. They weren't taking it serious, and then you get some that were taking it real serious, like she ain't this and she ain't write her stuff. I'm like, calm down. It's not that serious. I just want to get back to a point on social media where we just have fun. It was okay to voice our opinions without getting dogged out and dragged out and people just going too hard for what? Let's just have fun. Let's laugh. Let's kiki. And if you don't like it or agree with it, scroll and block the person. I don't get it. I don't get it, y'all. It is not that serious. It is not that serious because at the end of the day, what is it getting you? All right, you probably get a follow from Nicki, but what else? What else? You still working that 9 to 5 if you got a job. Okay, like, what? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh my God, stan culture. Wow. And then speaking of Cardi B, bitch, I'm gonna need you to get your ass up off the goddamn internet. Okay. We say this so many times. Cardi B you are fucking Cardi B at this point, right? Why are you getting on the internet going off on your fans because of people thinking or possibly thinking that it's a possibility that you got back with Offset? And you get on the internet and you're going off like you're screaming, and y'all doing this and y'all doing that, and y'all always doing this. This is my fucking fans. And I'm like, God damn, bitch. I just don't get it. And people get mad at Beyonce because, they try to use where they go at Beyonce or whatever. She don't even talk to y'all. She don't even do this. She don't even do that. I'm glad that she don't be on the internet doing this shit. I'll be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. That's a grown-ass fucking woman in her 40s. And imagine her going onto the internet cussing people out because they said Renaissance was this, or they said this about this, or they said this about that, talking about everything. I would be so fucking embarrassed. I am not gonna get on the internet and cuss out my fan base or anybody else just because people may assume or put it out there that I might be getting back with Offset on my ex or whatever. No, I'm not about to do that. It's not that fucking deep. This is the fucking internet. This is fucking social media. That's what people do, okay? Why are you letting it get to you that bad? If you're gonna let it get to you that bad, baby, just take a fucking break. Take the apps off your fucking phone and go detox from the social media. Okay, detox from the goddamn internet, because I think that is so fucking rude to get on here and to be cussing out your people and everybody just for what? Like, some people are just not built for this shit sometimes. And I know she comes from the internet, but you are no longer at that place when you need to address every single thing. Okay, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And I'm gonna need her to take a break. Okay, I'm gonna need her to take a break. Did y'all see that funny Marco interview with Nick? That shit was funny. I don't care what nobody say. That shit was funny. But anyway, Cardi, take a fucking break. Stand there, okay? Like, it's about to be the new year. It's about to be the new year, y'all. Can we be happy? Can we be happy? Damn, that's all. All right, what y'all doing for New Year's? What y'all doing for the New Year? Okay, y'all going out for New Year's Eve? I don't know if I'm doing something. I'm just really concerned because, girl, this probably gonna be like the warmest New Year Eve celebration and New Year that we didn't had in years out here in Chicago. I'm telling y'all, on Christmas it was almost 60 degrees. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I'm scared for what's about to come for January and February. Ooh, Lord have mercy. But anyway, y'all, I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful New Year. I hope everything that you want and that you dream of and that you work for and that you put down in your goals that you accomplish throughout this whole year. If you had a bad year or somewhat of a bad year this year in 2023, I pray that you have an even better year than you did this year. And for everybody, I just want everybody to be happy. I just want everybody to accomplish any and everything that they want to accomplish. I want y'all to get that job that y'all want. I want y'all to finish that school, get that degree. I want y'all to get that relationship that you want. I want you to get that ring you want, that marriage you want, those kids you want. I just want everybody to get everything that they want. I just want everybody to just be happy. I really do. I pray for nothing but goodness for everybody. And I will see you guys later. Peace.